Alright, what's going on, guys? Afflicted Gamer here, back with another Division video. So State of the Game just ended. They showed off some of the new 4v4 skirmish gameplay. It is very close quarters. It looks really cool. It's different. No more NPCs, no PvE in our PvP, as they put it. So I know a lot of you will be very happy and are looking forward to that. I know I am. I think it'll be really cool. The PTS for 1.8 is launching this month, no date yet. The global event is still on track for this month, no date yet. But let's talk about Skirmish. What kind of builds should you be running or using? Gear that you should be chasing after now for 1.8, because it's really not going to be that far away, and especially for all of the new players that are here in the game. Let's go over some examples and reasons why. More videos like this are on the way, and much will happen in the PTS, before the actual patch drops, but the update. But let's get into it. If you don't have a Ninja Bike backpack, I recommend that you start farming for one now. How do you get one? They'll drop in the Dark Zone. Legendary missions will give you an exotic cache. Same thing with heroic incursions. And you know what, if you're a solo player and you don't like any of those ideas, do your weekly assignment and your weekly survival assignment, and exotic will come out of those. I actually got one out of my weekly survival assignment, and there you go. The reason why I'm saying this is the Ninja Bike backpack will give you almost endless options and possibilities for builds. Given that it's a wild card, as we all know, you don't actually have to wear 4 pieces of a gear set to get the 4 set bonus. So this is just one example. It's not 100% min-max, but you guys get the idea, I'm sure. So I've got Alpha Bridge 3 pieces on and 2 pieces of Banshee, and that is because I want to use strictly 1 assault rifle, so I will get that bonus from Alpha Bridge. 2 pieces of Banshee will give me 10% damage to targets out of cover. I will get extra 20% looted DZ funds. You might not care for that, so you might want to replace this with something else for Skirmish, but it's definitely not a bad idea because you will have a lot of targets out of cover, especially, again, close quarters combat. No more running miles and miles like we have to do in Last Stand. So, but yeah, you could change this for something like Striker, Sentry, so that'll help with either stability, accuracy. Honestly, the choice is yours, or you could just use this as is. Weapons, I'll only touch on that real quick. Use the weapons that you are best with and ones that will compensate the build that you are wearing. Another option, by far one of the most popular gear sets now, which used to be one of the most hated, Lone Star, the classified set, which gives you that mini tack link. My god, this is one of the most enjoyable gear sets to wear. If you don't have it, I would farm the open world bosses and get yourself some gear, because they do drop it. I got to complete my set thanks to the open world bosses. I did not get all of it in the global event. You can go ahead and use 2 LMGs, an LMG and a shotgun, or what I'm actually going to do, and that is get a pair of gloves, roll them to assault rifle damage, and use an assault rifle with classified Lone Star and do a lot of damage. Now 4v4 you will be in a team, so there can be somebody that could actually play the healer slash support role. I do not have Reclaimer on me, but you could use Reclaimer mixed in with Tactician with a Ninja Bike backpack. The classified version is coming in the next global event before 1.8 drops. You can use that as well. Just an option. Keep that in mind. Now, there are also other builds on the way that are coming. The 6-piece classified striker will be a definite option. Same thing with Sentry's Call. Now, the stack for getting 6 hits on the head, that does not apply to PvP targets, but because the numbers will be so much higher in terms of firearms, stamina, electronics, that Sentry's Call could also be a contender. If not, You could actually go ahead and use the regular gear with a Ninja Bike backpack, mix and match it with something like Striker. You know, get the 2 pieces of Striker on for stability and enemy armor damage. Choice is totally yours, but I am just showing you guys some of the builds that I think will be some of the best contenders in 1.8 for Skirmish. Firecrest, that's obviously another one. I don't have Firecrest on this character, but we all know what Firecrest does. If you don't, let me know. I'll give you the breakdown for it. Final Measure. You know what? I think it's one of the most underrated gear sets in the game, especially the classified version. And I think it will be one of the best things to use in Skirmish, and you might think I'm crazy, but hear me out. The 6 set piece bonus, where when you absorb a specific grenade type, shock, incinerary, flashbang, either way you get a few seconds of a buff of all kinds, skill power, weapon damage, armor, that applies for you and your team. So in close quarters, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of grenades thrown your way if somebody has this on, and you can make Final Measure rolled out so that you have a DPS version of it if you want to, and then you absorb your nades, put out some damage. That is not hard to do. This is not finished. Don't judge a book by its cover, okay? But yes, Final Measure, especially classified, I would say would be one of the best options also in Skirmish. So you could obviously go ahead and use your Hexo builds if you want to. You know what? Why not? They are also not a bad choice. But we have a lot of options coming before 1.8 gets here, and these are some of the theory builds I think will be the best to use in a 4v4 scenario. Now also, speaking of gear, you won't see gear score 256 anymore. You'll see things like 272, 282, 288, and that'll determine the quality of your gear, how good it is, meaning how high your armor is, stamina, firearms, crit chance, crit damage, all of the rolls on your gear, that stuff will matter. And we finally can reroll our armor. We all know on classified gear we can go ahead and reroll 2 stats on our gear. Well, now we can actually reroll the armor number on our gear, which I think is friggin' amazing. So, you know what? All of the times that you go ahead and you farm for gear, or you say you get a classified piece and the armor roll is absolutely terrible and you don't want to use it because of that, now you can go ahead and change it. Look at this 854 mask. I would absolutely make that 1001. So good news is coming there as well. Or, you know what, let's just say you finally got your first Ninja Bike backpack. You put it on and you see that, or sorry, you pick it up and it's got 1100 armor. Now you can change that as well. So they're going to let us essentially make the ultimate God mode build of builds however we want to make them. And I think that that is a really cool idea, and it will be a lot of fun. Also, they did mention the RPM glitch. It's not patched yet. They need a client-side fix for this, but one is coming. The first wave of bans went out. Shout out to Massive for doing that. Get these people off our server, the people that are killing the game. There are those of us that love this game, that enjoy this game, that want to continue to play this game. And some people want to go in the Dark Zone, and some new players want to try the Dark Zone for the first time, and they can't because there's people sitting at the door with the RPM glitch ruining their day. A second wave of bans is on the way. See you later, guys. I'm glad they're doing this. So, you know what, I'm sorry, I had to mention that too because, you know what, why are you guys watching the video right now? Because you care about the game. So, you know what, I do too, and it just makes me mad that people have to do crap like that and wreck it for other people, but at least they're doing something about it. I had to touch on that as well. So anyhow, as a quick recap, builds: 1, mix and match with your Ninja Bike backpack. Things that will put out raw damage: Alpha Bridge with Banshee, Alpha Bridge, Predator's Mark, Striker, Sentry, You know what, if you want to play the support role, if you have the ninja bike backpack, you can go tactician firecrest, tactician reclaimer with firecrest. You can put these things together. You see how I've got a bunch of different builds set up here. Don't forget, new classified sets are coming, so 6-piece striker, 6-piece sentry, even 6-piece reclaimer. You know what? A well-coordinated group of 4 can do a lot of damage against others. Final measure, classified, soak up the enemy grenades, use them for your own benefit, and send them back at them. Weapons of choice, obviously the ones you're best with and that go with your build. Lone Star, like I said, it is geared around LMGs and shotguns, but I will re-roll the talents on my attributes, on my gloves, so that they will go with assault rifles or SMGs if you want to. It doesn't matter, but that's what I'm going to do with mine. I'm going to use assault rifles because that's what I'm best with. Do things like that. On top of that, in terms of your talents, make sure that your talents coincide with your playstyle and your build. So I will do further breakdowns of these as we get closer, and especially during the PTS. If you need help with a build or questions about it, by all means leave it in the thoughts and comments below. I primarily play on PS4 and PC, but I can help out on Xbox a little bit as well, so let me know if you guys need help or you have any questions. Whatever the case is, leave it down in the comments below. Everybody that ordered a AG t-shirt, thank you guys so much for that. It's quite amazing. They're shipped, they're on the way, and if anybody else is curious, the pictures of them are up on Twitter at Afflicted Gamer. You'll see that at the end of the video also, where you can follow me. The stream times for me to be live here on YouTube will be at the end of the video as well. If you enjoyed this one, drop a like on it. It's very much appreciated, and it does help the channel grow. And if you are new to it, I hope that you'll consider subscribing for more Division content like this, and obviously so much more on the way. I'm excited for 1.8. I'm excited actually even just for the PTS and the next global assault, which will not be too much further away by the sounds of it. There's no date yet, so no need to ask that. There's no date yet for the 1.8 PTS. We just know that both of these things will happen in this month of September 2017. So anyways, guys, that is it. I hope that the video was helpful and informative. Like I said, more on the way. Ask any questions you like, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video.